A universal set is represented with the help of a rectangle, and all other sets that are subsets of the universal set or that are actually dependent on the universal set are represented with the help of circles, this kind of a circle. And we call inside this universal set, if we have a circle, then this circle is our set, and this circle is our set E. Okay, this is how a
Good
set,
morning, sir.
good morning, this is how a set is represented. Okay, so universal set represented with the help of rectangle, and any set is represented with the help of a circle. Okay, so now look here in this figure, you have the universal set and you have certain numbers written here. You have, these numbers are nothing but elements given. Okay, suppose in this way it is given to you. In this way, what does this mean? What do these elements that are given inside the rectangle, inside the circle, what do these mean? These are actually representing to you the elements in the set. So if I say the set A, it means all the elements inside this circle. All the elements inside this circle will be the elements of the set A. Okay. So this will be 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 12. Okay. So what are the elements of the set A? These 6 elements that are there inside the circle. Okay. Now if I want to write what are the elements of the universal set, what are the elements of the universal set? The elements of the universal set will be the elements inside this rectangle. These will be the elements of the universal set. So let us list the elements. What are the elements inside the universal set? Elements inside the circle and elements outside the circle also. Okay. I think 12 elements are there. Yes. So this is your elements of the universal set. Now if I want to list the elements of A complement, what will be the elements of A complement? If you remember the definition once again, A complement means A complement means those elements that are not in the set A. Those, and tell me what are the elements that are not in the set A? The elements that are not in the set A are these elements that are outside the circle. 7, 8, 9, 11, 10, 15. These are elements of A complement. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And 5 also. You can write 5 later also. No need to maintain the order. Okay. So all the elements that are outside the circle but inside the rectangle are elements of A complement, because we know that A complement is nothing but the elements of which are not in A. So what are the elements that are not in A? All the rounded ones, these are not in A. And what are the elements that are in A? These are in A because they are inside the circle. Okay. These are all the elements of A. Okay. So moving on. Now these two are very basic representations that I have discussed here. That is, if two sets are given, A and B, and a universal set is given, then how will you represent it with the help of Venn diagrams? Okay. If you see in this figure, I have drawn a rectangle. Okay. And if you see this circle, since A is a subset of B, what does A subset of B mean? A subset of B means that all the elements of A are in B. That means which is the smaller set? A. And which is the bigger set? B. So therefore, obviously, when I am drawing the Venn diagram, the bigger circle will be B and A will be a smaller circle inside B because I know that A is a subset of B. So that A is a smaller set, B is my bigger set. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So with that, we move on to the next basic representation, and in fact, a very important representation. Overlapping sets. How to represent overlapping sets? Now, can anyone tell me what overlapping set is before I proceed with this? Can anyone tell me?
So
Anushka, can you
one
tell
set
me?
partially on another one.
No. Anushka, can you tell me what?
Overlapping sets which are common.
Yes, tell me.
So, oh, so overlapping sets are what? Which, so which have some common elements.
Yes, which has at least one element in common. Overlapping sets are those sets which have at least one element in common. Okay, if they don't have any element in common, then what are they called? If two sets, if they don't have any element in common, then what are they called? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me if two sets, if they don't have any element in common, what are they called?
So they are called disjoint sets.
Disjoint sets. Exactly. If two sets have no element in common,
So
then they are called disjoint sets.
disjoint
So
sets.
if I want to represent with the help of Venn diagram two sets that are overlapping, okay, if you see this figure, these two circles have a small area in common to each other. This part, right? This means that they have certain elements in common. Okay, that is why we have this red shaded area. Okay, because I want to show that these two sets A and B have certain elements in common. And where do these elements belong? They belong to this red shaded area. Okay, so whenever we are talking about overlapping sets, we draw Venn diagram this way. And in fact, overlapping sets is very important because if nothing is mentioned, then we will assume two sets to be overlapping if nothing is mentioned. Okay, if nothing is mentioned, then we cannot assume A is a subset of B or B is a subset of A. But definitely what we can assume is that the sets are overlapping. So that is why overlapping sets are the most important, um, is the most important case actually. Okay. Next case is disjoint sets. As I said, in disjoint sets, when nothing is common between two sets, A and B, then the sets are called disjoint set. But how do you represent it with the help of a Venn diagram? Again, you have a rectangle for a universal set, and you will draw two isolated circles this way. Okay, two isolated circles. If you see this circle and this circle, they are very different from each other. They have nothing in common to each other, which shows that they are disjoint, that nothing is common between the two circles. Okay. So that is why it is drawn this way, two isolated circles. Next, a very important part is how to represent operations of sets with the help of Venn diagrams. Suppose if I ask you to represent A union B with the help of Venn diagrams, then how will you represent? Okay. And the major cases are if A is a subset of B, okay, or if A and B are overlapping sets, and if A and B are disjoint sets. So let us consider the first case where A and B, A is a subset of B. If A is a subset of B, then how will you represent A union B with the help of Venn diagram? Okay, so the major case here is A is a subset of B. Okay, two sets where A is a subset of B. Then how will you represent A union B? You cannot normally represent A union B. If I give you two sets A and B, and if I tell you to represent A union B, you don't know what is the relation. Either that means in order to represent operations, these three cases have to be there. Either A has to be a subset of B, or A and B have to be overlapping sets, or A and B have to be disjoint sets. Either of the three cases. Okay. But mostly when nothing is given, we normally assume the two sets to be overlapping. Okay. But if specifically it is mentioned that A is a subset of B, then represent A union B with the help of a Venn diagram. So what is the question? What kind of a question can you get in the examination for this? The question can be written in this way. Suppose for the first one, this one, 1A. If A is a subset, if A is a subset of B, then represent A union B with the help of a Venn diagram. That is what your question will look like, and say this will contain say 2 marks. Then in this case, what are you going to do? What you're going to do here is you're first going to draw a rectangle. Okay. And you know that A is a subset of B. See here it is, the main case is here. A is a subset of B. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a circle. Okay. And you're going to draw another circle inside this circle. Okay. Because A is a subset of B. So which is a smaller set? A is the smaller set. Because A is a subset of B. We call this set A. And the bigger set is B. And this rectangle is my universal set. Okay. Now we are going to represent A union B. How will you represent A union B? Now what do you mean by A union B? What do you mean by A union B? A union B means either the element of the set A or B or both. That means you're considering all the elements of A and B only once, isn't it? So that is why when you are shading, you will shade the bigger circle, because the bigger circle contains the smaller circle also. So therefore A union B will consist of all the elements of A or B or both. So that is why A union B will be your this shaded area. Similarly, if you are to represent A intersection B, then how will you represent? Look at this. 1B rectangle, again two circles, one inside the other, and which one is the shaded part? Only A is shaded. Why? Because A is inside B, and all the elements of A and B that are common are there in A. So this is the only common area. This This area that is there inside A, this is the only common area between A and B. That is why A is shaded. Next, how to represent A minus B? Look at this 1C. If you see here, nothing is shaded. Why is nothing shaded? Nothing is shaded because we are talking about null set. A minus B in this case is a null set. Why is it a null set? If A is a subset of B, and if I want to represent A minus B, what by definition, what is A minus B? All the elements of set A which are not in B, right? A minus B means all the elements of A which are not in B. But A is a subset of B. A is inside B, isn't it? See, this circle is inside this B. Is there any element in A which is not in B? All the elements of A are in B, isn't it? Because the A is contained in B. That is why A minus B is a null set. Okay. And similarly, B minus A. Now, if you see, B minus A is a little different case. It is different because two circles are there. Again, A is inside B because A is a subset of B. B minus A means all the elements of B which are not in A. If all the elements of B which are not in A, that means from B I am excluding all the elements of A. Then what is the area that remains? Only this area that remains, right? If I am excluding all the elements um, from all the elements of A from B, then only this area remains. Okay?
Sir, I haven't understood this too, sir. The minus.
B minus A or A
Yes,
minus B.
sir, B minus A. And A
What?
minus B
Tell me,
also,
what
sir.
does B minus A mean?
Sir, B minus A means all the elements of A are not in B.
Not
Are
all the
sir,
elements. Or tell me again. Fine, try again.
sir,
All the
all the
elements.
elements, all the elements of B are not in, are in A.
B minus A. See, B minus A. B minus A means all the elements of B from which all the elements of A have been removed. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
B minus A means all the elements of B from which all the elements of A have been removed. Do you agree with this definition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I have the elements of the set B from which all the elements of A have been removed from the larger circle, I am removing the smaller circle. Then what is the area that is left?
Sir, B.
Only this area.
Yes, sir.
So that is why B minus A is represented in this manner. Okay. Let us see the next one. A complement. If A is a subset of B, then how do you represent A complement? Which area to shade? A complement means what? The elements are not in A. That means outside the circle A, whatever area is there, you shade it. So that is why you see that I have shaded all the area inside the rectangle except A. Okay. Similarly, B complement means all the all the area outside the circle B, because B complement means all the elements which are not in B. All the elements which are not in B means I'll simply exclude the set A, the circle B, in fact, the bigger circle, and shade the outside circle and shade the outside area. So that means B complement is nothing but the area that is shaded outside the circle B. Okay. Next case, very important case, that is the overlapping sets. If remember, if nothing is mentioned, here see I have mentioned that A is a subset of B. Then represent A union B with the help of Venn diagram. If nothing is mentioned, if they simply say that represent A union B with the help of Venn diagram, although the question is not exactly accurate, but what you must do under normal circumstances, you must assume that A and B are overlapping. You cannot assume A to be a subset of B or B to be a subset of A, but you can assume A and B to be overlapping sets. Okay, so this is a very important case, overlapping sets. So if A and B are overlapping sets, then how will you represent A union B? Okay, now what do you mean by A union B? A union B means all the elements of either A or B or both. So you draw two circles which have certain area in common to each other and call these two. This rectangle is my universal set xi. This is my A and this is my B. I want to represent A union B with the help of Venn diagram. Okay, so which area to shade? So since A union B consists of elements of either A or B or both, that means I must shade all the area that is inside the two circles. Whatever area is there that is inside the circle. Okay, so this is your A union B. The shaded part represents A union B, whatever area is inside the two circles. Next, A intersection B, the easiest of all. A intersection B means those elements that are common to A and B. And what is the area that is common between the two circles? Only this area is common between the two circles. Right. So A intersection B will be only this area. Okay. Next, A minus B. Now, what does A minus B mean? A minus B means only the elements of A. That is, elements of A from which all the elements of B have been removed. So if from the elements of A, if I remove all the elements of B, that means I'm excluding this circle. I'm excluding this entire circle. So what I do is I only shade this. And I will not shade this part. I will not shade this part, this green part. Why will I not shade this part? Because this contains the elements of B. And in A minus B, I have only the elements of A. Okay. Next, B minus A. Similarly, for B minus A, you simply shade this part. Okay, um, only the you exclude the circle E. Next, A complement. If you see in A complement, what do you mean by A complement? First of all, just a reminder once again, I'm repeating all these definitions over again so that you learn up the definitions, so that you remember the definitions. Two circles, not necessarily the same size, and I want to represent A complement. A complement means all the elements of the universal set from which we remove all the elements of A. Okay, so in this diagram, if I remove all the elements of A, then what is left for me? I am excluding only the bigger circle A. So what I do is I will shade only this. I'm excluding the bigger circle, but I am including the smaller circle. So, wrong. Okay, so this is see I have excluded the bigger circle.
So can you say again why you are excluding the bigger circle A?
Because A complement, what do you mean by A complement? Which does not contain the elements of A. So I will exclude A only. That is the
Okay.
definition of A complement. Similarly, for B complement, if you see in this figure here, I've excluded this B circle only, because B complement means
Yes, sir.
all the elements that are not in B. So I've excluded this circle only and shaded the rest. Okay. So that is what set operations can be represented in these two cases. The third case that is left is when A and B are disjoint sets. Then what happens? Okay. When A and B are disjoint sets, then what happens? Um, how will you represent various operations? So when A and B are disjoint sets, obviously I'll represent two isolated circles. Two isolated circles and call them A and B. In this case, first is how will you represent A union B? A union B means the elements of either the set A or B or both. So that means I will shade A also and I will shade B also. Okay. And this is my universal set, obviously. Okay. So this is A union. Okay. In the exam, if you forget to write xi, or if you forget to write A and B, or if you forget to write A union B here, okay, marks deducted. Next, how to represent A intersection B if two sets are disjoint. Now, what is it? If you remember, I told you that the definition of disjoint sets with the help of with set theoretic of set operations, that if two sets A and B are disjoint, then what happens? Is there anything common between the two elements, two sets? No. From the definition of disjoint sets, if two sets are disjoint, then nothing can be common between, no element can be common between the two sets. That means A intersection B has nothing in it. That means A intersection B is a null set. Okay. So therefore, when we are representing A intersection B, we don't shade anything. If you see this diagram here, we don't shade anything. Why we don't shade anything? Because nothing is common between the two. Okay. Because A intersection B is a null set. No element is there in this set, A intersection B. Now coming to A minus B. If A and B are disjoint sets, then what is A minus B? From the definition of A minus B, if you recall, A minus B consists of the elements of A but not B. That means from A, I'm excluding all the elements of B. Okay. So if you see here in this diagram, I have shaded only A here. Why have I shaded only A here? I have shaded only A here because from A, I'm excluding all the elements of B. So I'm excluding this circle. Okay. So what remains? Only this A remains here, right? So that is why A minus B will be only this. We will shade only the circle A. Similarly, for B minus A means all the elements of B from which all the elements of A have been removed. So therefore, we'll shade only the circle B here. Okay. Next, A complement. A complement here means again those elements which are not in A. So therefore, excluding this circle, we'll shade all the elements, all the other area, because A complement means those elements which are not there in A, which are not there in A. It will belong to the universal set. It will belong to the set B maybe. Okay, but we'll exclude the set A completely. So that is why in this representation we have excluded this set A here. Next, B complement. This is B complement. I forgot to write here. Okay, this is B complement. This set represents B complement. Okay, this one. Again, here I have excluded only this set B here, because B complement means all the elements that are not there in B. So I've excluded B and I have shaded all the other region. Next, for 3 sets, what will happen? If there are 3 sets, then these two are the only representation that you need to know for the time being. That if there are 3 sets, A, B, and C, if there are 3 sets A, B, and C, and this is your universal set, how will you represent A intersection B? A intersection B, you know, that is a common between not A intersection B, A intersection B intersection C. A intersection B intersection C. How will you represent this? A intersection B intersection C means the area that is common to all 3 circles. So which area is common to the 3 circles? This area is common to the 3 circles. Therefore, we shade this area. This area represents A intersection B intersection C. Similarly, for 3 sets, if you want to represent A union B union C, then how will you represent A union B union C? A union B union C means the elements of A or B or both. So that means it will contain all the elements of A, B, and C only once. So that means which area I'm going to shade? I'm going to shade all this area inside the circles. Okay, so this will represent our A union B union C. Okay, so these two are also important, but only these two are important for 3 sets. No other thing is important. Okay, now tomorrow I'll start with cardinality theorem. For the time being, I'll stop here.